Welcome to New York City Visions. I'm your host and fellow New Yorker for the next hour or so. We're on Wall Street, Liberty Street and Broadway. Actually, Cedar Street right now on Broadway. I'm waiting on a friend of the program now, Al Burgo, who's going to be joining me. We're on Wall Street. What's happening here? Our recording date today is October 5th, 2011. There is and have been demonstration protesters here, protesting here for the last couple of weeks. By the time you hear this program, perhaps the protest will be over. Right now, we're listening to music, a little Pete Seeger. A little Pete Seeger music. Let's listen to this and then start the day.
Come on. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I don't hear from people. They're not singing. You're not just acting cool because you're not singing. You're acting uncool because you're not singing. Nobody's judging anybody right here. Everybody's everybody. 1, 2, 3. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Yes, this land was made for you and me. Last time, everybody. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made. This land was made for you and me.
This protest has to do with golden parachutes. Wall Street executives in the higher echelons getting a lot of money to go away. I believe HB Hewlett-Packard, the CEO, was given his exit papers and walked away with about $15 million. And it was a failed job. He didn't do the job, but yet made millions on his way out. The golden parachute, and it just doesn't come up to the folks working at the Hewlett-Packards. They're just not getting that sort of advantage. So it's all happening in the upper echelon. So this is basically the protesting and demonstrations. That's what's going on. We're going to kind of float around. I'm going to kind of keep the machine running a little bit and see. I'm going to kind of. I'm waiting for Al Burgo, a friend of mine, and we'll hear the story later on. We're going to kind of walk into the park a little bit and see if we can. Folks, are you with the demonstration?
Yep.
Okay. Give us a little back. I gave kind of background, but I kind of think probably I was a little too sketchy with it. When did this start, and where's it going, and how come?
I believe today is the 19th day. I think that's correct. It's around there. So as far as I know, I just got here a few nights ago. As far as I know, just a bunch of people said we're going to do this, came down here, started setting it up, made the call. People came down to join them, and it's just been building ever since.
What is the primary focus of this? Really, there were a lot of arrests made yesterday.
There were, yep.
What is the primary? What is the? I kind of mentioned Hewlett-Packard. That's one of the flashpoints right now. He did a failed job. It was a disaster. Yet he walked out with $14 and $15 million.
Yep.
And it's just not. There's a serious inequity there. What is the end result the protesters are looking to?
The end result we want a call to the American public and saying, look, your government is not serving you. You can't find a job. You've got debt coming out of your ears. Every time we turn around, these corporations are allowed to take our clean water, take our clean air, pollute it, and then throw it back in the environment at us, making us all sick. Yet at the same time, most people, so many people can't afford health care, so we can't even deal with the health problems that are being caused by these corporations and what they're doing to the environment. And they're permanently polluting and destroying so many great places around the country. It's going to get to a point where we're not going to have clean water anywhere. Certainly not for everybody in the country. Second of all, we want to make these people aware. We want to make the government aware that we've had enough. Like, this is wrong. They're supposed to be looking for the interests of the American public, not the corporations. They're literally handing out our taxpayer money to people who are already extraordinarily wealthy while we're struggling to make ends meet. Families are struggling to make ends meet. People that once had dreams of sending their kids to college now don't know if they're going to be able to even send their kids to a state college. I owe over $42,000 to Sally Mae. I make $9 an hour, and I cannot find a better paying job. They're just not out there. And there's so many people in the town where I work. People with bachelor's degrees, people with master's degrees are fighting tooth and nail over $9, $10 an hour jobs. We got teachers being laid off from the school district. We have adjuncts being cut from the colleges. I mean, these are people who went to school to be teachers, who are trained to be teachers. And if all the colleges are cutting adjuncts and putting all the burden on full-time faculty and putting a freeze on hiring full-time faculty, and all these school districts are laying off teachers, what are these teachers going to do? There's no place else they can go to find a job to be a teacher. It means they're going to have to take lower jobs. So now we're all fighting for crap jobs, and having to pay off student loans, paying off mortgages, paying off credit card bills. And while they're just taking it.
And Wall Street is now Elliot Spitzer, when he was the Attorney General, and then a discredited governor after that, he was known as the Sheriff of Wall Street. Was that correct? He was.
I can say, as much as he may have done, he didn't do enough. None of them are doing enough. They like to do certain things and make a name for themselves, but at the end of the day, none of it's gotten any better.
Right. One of the focal points, again, is that Hewlett Packard CEO that was given his walking papers. He was able to, I don't know if they fired him, he resigned, but on the way out, he got about a $14 million golden parachute, and he failed at his job.
Yeah.
If you had done that, you would have been sent back.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been it.
Yeah.
So that really is one of the inequity,
absolutely.
The class system is really pretty severe.
Yeah. Well, no, these people, they're how many instances have we seen of these big corporations doing criminal things, and pretty much they get like a slap on the wrist.
Right.
They don't get thrown in jail. They don't get, sued heavily. They're not held accountable to the public that they deceive, the public that they've stolen from. They're not held accountable at all. Maybe once in a while they'll pick a scapegoat, throw them in jail for like a minute, while everybody else gets off scot-free, And
were you here the other day when the arrests were made?
I was not.
Brooklyn Bridge was.
I was not here. I was. I think that was like 2 days before I got here. Yeah.
Okay, so that kind of tells a story. Now, in about 3 minutes, tell us your story. I want to get to meet some of the folks that are present. Tell us your story without,
Yeah.
State for yourself and all that.
Well, I grew up in the southern tier of New York State, which has been pretty economically depressed for decades, ever since IBM went downhill and pretty much laid off everybody. Our economy was very much dependent on them. And then, of course, we had like Walmart moving in and all these like strip malls and stuff, and it's just devastated our local economy. There's so many boarded up businesses where thriving local businesses used to be. So from there, I went to college in New Paltz, became an activist with the group NYPIRG, New York Public Interest Research Group.
I worked for them.
Oh, you did?
Here in New York City, on
Great.
Murray Street.
Right, yeah, Murray Street. Yeah. I was a project coordinator for NYPIRG for 3 years after I graduated. I did a year at Purchase campus.
The strap hangers.
The strap hangers, yeah. I did subway surveys for the report on the strap hangers. I did, yeah.
Eric?
Eric Wood.
He lives in Brooklyn. He ran the Murray Street area.
Not sure. You mean that was he the executive director?
Yeah.
I knew Chris Myers, and now it's Rebecca Weber. So maybe before Chris Myers?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I know that person. It might have been before my time. But I became an activist, and they trained me extremely well. I eventually left the organization to kind of maybe pursue some other things. And that's about when the economic situation just kind of collapsed. And I went unemployed for 3 months. Couldn't find a job. I had 3 years of professional experience, 2 college degrees. Couldn't find a job for the life of me. Couldn't get a job at a deli. It was terrible. So So anyway, I'm still in advocacy. I'm just doing it more like volunteer wise. I'm working with Frack Action right now to stop fracking in New York State. And I do a lot of local politics too. I'm on like some local government committees, things like that. Still doing environmental work. So, but throughout my 11 years of advocacy, that you're always coming across, if it's an environmental issue. If it's an environmental issue, most likely you're going up against some big industry, like the oil and gas industry, for example, with fracking. Or you're working on government reform, or you're working on voter reform. You're working on just improving our democracy and making it a democracy again, working on hunger and homelessness issues, even consumer protection. You're always going up against either the big bad government that's pretty much, at this point, almost interchangeable with Wall Street. And I mean, look at the cabinet of the past, how many presidents. It's been full of people that were either former CEOs of these corporations or current CEOs of these corporations. And they just go back and forth between government jobs, back to the corporation, back to the government jobs, and this has been the story for the last several presidencies. And this is underlying everything. What's going on here, every issue I've ever worked on, this is the root. This is the root of it.
So now, a lot of the organizations you work with, they're gathered here. A lot of those organizations are here.
Yeah, a lot of them are showing solidarity, even if they can't hear me all the time.
So it isn't just one position. There are a number of positions, and we're all coming together.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody has their particular issue that they're passionate about. But what we're coming here together to say and to recognize is that underneath all of these separate issues, it's the same problem. It's the government not being responsive to the public. It's the government not looking after the public good, but taking our taxpayer money and pretty much handing it out to people that were already extraordinarily rich. People who are then allowed to poison our environment. People who are then allowed to exploit their workers and exploit the public. That's what's underlying all of this. No matter, you pick your issue that's being talked about here, pick your issue that's going on in the world right now, in this country, and most of it all boiled down to corporations being allowed to do whatever they want, profiteering above public need.
Okay, so what is your primary deal? And if there's a website, let us have it, and I'll let you go back.
I don't know if there's a website. You might want to check the info booth for that one. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't know the website. But the goal is to keep this building, get more and more people involved to the point where they have to take action and respond to what we're doing. They need to start policing Wall Street. They need to stop spending taxpayer money on things that don't benefit the public, because that's what taxpayer money is supposed to be. It's supposed to benefit the public, and that's not what's happening right now.
And your first name?
Amanda.
Amanda?
I can give you my last, I don't mind. Sissenstein, Sisenstein.
Sissenstein?
Sissenstein. Sissenstein. Yep. Sisenstein.
Say that quick 4 times.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Have a good one.
Okay, we're stepping now. What park are we at now?
This is it's like I don't remember how to pronounce it. Truckanati, something like that.
Truckanati Park.
Yeah, something like that.
Thank you, Amanda.
No problem.
Okay, we're stepping down into the park, and we're going down a couple of steps over here. We'll try to find some organization. Group Mediation for Peace. There's Group Mediation for Peace. Is that what it is? Ask me questions. I don't know. I don't know what questions to ask. Give me a statement.
Give you a statement. About what?
About the group.
About this?
Meditation.
Okay, at 3:30 we're going to start a group meditation. We've been facilitating this for the past couple of weeks, and it has helped to provide a peaceful environment and to also help to ground people in coming from a state of mind which is based on compassion and based on nonviolence, and being able to do everything that they want to be doing, but using that as a common way of being with one another.
Okay, and that's happening at 3:30?
At 3:30.
Meditation for Peace at 3:30 p.m.
Open to everybody, non-denominational. It's just sitting and holding a quiet space for everybody.
Was that a good question?
That was a great question.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're moving along. They're set up with a blanket over here, and I guess they're going to be meditating here. And of course, there are lots of news folks over here, folks taking pictures, doing interviews. There's a journalist here. People before profits. Let me see if I can get this. They're painting. They're doing signs right now. Sow seeds of community. People before profits. You folks at the sign painters say, can I just get you to say what's happening here? A little background on what you're doing.
What I'm doing here, I came down from, I have black, hang on. Sorry. of those two. I came down from the Hudson Valley. I grew up here in New York, and I've been protesting since I was in a stroller against the Vietnam War when I was, I think it was 1964. I came down here, as my sign says, people before profits.
We are the 99%.
Yeah, we are the 99%.
And what organization? I mean, did you say you give an organization or with an organization?
I'm not with any particular organization.
And you're doing signs over here?
I'm a free agent.
You're a free agent. And you've been protesting since Vietnam.
Yes, when I was one, maybe younger. I was in a stroller.
You're pretty passionate. You're pretty passionate.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm an artist. I believe in love and understanding and peace.
All right.
And that's one of my missions, is healing.
Well, if you'd like, can you give your first name? Well,
My name is Rana.
Rana.
Yeah.
Nice name.
Rana Yanto.
So,
Rana Yanto.
I knew it. Rana Yanto.
Yeah.
Great name. Put both ends of that. I knew it, Rana. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. What's your name?
The Herb. Herb
Herb.
Malsman.
Good to meet you.
Thank you. Okay, moving along, what do we have over here? We have a gentleman with a sort of a modified Stars and Stripes. Your name and the flag, what the modification?
What's that?
The flag.
Excuse me?
Explain the flag. It's sort of a modified Stars and Stripes.
Well, I mean, it's a fairly truthful flag. It's like, that's America today. We've replaced the stars with corporate logos.
What are some of the logos?
Where the what? Well, I mean, you can see them.
Is Hewlett Packard up there? I see Warner Brothers.
The flag
I
is
see
actually
Shell.
something that was created by Adbusters, if you're familiar with them. And it's Microsoft, Pepsi, Enron, Playboy.
Playboy. Oh,
I used to have one of these flags hanging from my Volkswagen repair shop years ago.
Did you create the flag?
No, it was created by Adbusters.
Adbusters, right? Okay. But you had a similar.
No, actually, my friend Dave is the one who actually added the slash through it.
Wow. Okay. And your name?
Michael.
Michael. Thank you very much, Michael.
Welcome.
Okay, moving along through the park. Let's see what we have. We have a sign saying jobs. This is not a political party issue. It's a political people issue. And Occupy. Oh, nice. Did you create this?
Yes.
And what is it called?
I haven't named it yet, but I'm donating it to the organization here.
And it's Occupy Wall Street. And
Yes, sir.
Explain what this is, though.
Well, I welded 4 square pieces of different types of steel together, and then I cut out the sign Occupy Wall Street, so that it would be made up of 4 different types of metal. And that's just really symbolizes different types of people here, and everybody. It's not just solely the kids, it's the whole country that needs to come together and represent everybody here, help represent everyone here.
And what organization did you do it for this?
Yeah, it's for Occupy Wall Street.
Occupy Wall Street. How long has this been going on? How long do you expect to be here?
I'm coming back. I live in Manhattan, so I'm not sleeping down here, but I'm coming back as often as I can, which is almost every day.
A lot of folks sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. A lot of people camping out.
And your name is?
My name's Alexander Akel.
Alexander Cal, and your partner over here, give the peace signs. Your name?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And your name?
Carolina Caicedo, graphic design student.
Wow, okay. Thank you, nice job. Who's that?
George W. Bush.
Is that George?
Yeah.
Well, we're still out here, but we're still going after all the time. Now, who did you suggest? You said you pointed somebody out just now. No, I guess you pointed somebody out. Oh, you wanted me to get out of the camera. Okay. Thank you very much.
Enjoy your day.
You too. Thank you.
Enjoy this weather.
Good luck. Okay, we're moving along. Sir,
Yes,
what does this sign say? For the spectacle as the perfect image of the ruling economic order ends, or nothing, and development is all. Although the only thing with which the spectacle plans to develop is itself. Guy Debord. Who's Guy Debord? Is that you?
No. Guy Debord is a French.
Guy Debord, okay.
Yeah, sorry. No, I don't mean to. No. It's a French philosopher, I guess. He was also a social activist around the 60s. And he wrote this book called The Society and the Spectacle. It's basically outlining how the spectacle is this force that is, a part of the ruling economic order, but also it's also the way in which we communicate now, how we function. A lot of it has to do with signs and how signs are the ruling, or the image is the ruling order of our life. So the spectacle is, we look outside and we see consumerism, Men's Warehouse, Bank of America, and we're living, our reality now is not basic, it's not run through basics, it's more run through models or, corporations, things like that. Just how, basically our reality is now steeped in the corporations, and we become, part of that machinery ourselves.
Right. Okay, so you were Sally Mae, $10,000. How did that come about, and what is the problem having with Sally Mae?
Well, we all owe Sally Mae. She has a sign that says she owes $50,000, I think. So we all, I go to school. I have to take out loans to attend school, otherwise I wouldn't be able to get an education. So just we all.
And what's Sally Mae doing now? What is the confrontation? What is the Sally Mae? What is your problem with Sally Mae now?
Well, just that we all, are in debt. We all really are steeped in debt. We leave college, we're in debt. We really have no way of really supporting ourselves after school. We're just paying off all this money that we've accrued, all this debt that we've accrued, and there's no platform for us to really start anew after college.
Right, and there's no way to start to pay it back.
Yeah, because we don't have any jobs situation.
I mentioned earlier in the piece over here about the Hewlett Packard CEO. That seems to be a flashpoint. He did a poor job, Hewlett Packard, and he was given a golden parachute of $14 million. But he did a bad job. Mm-hmm. So why should he be getting $14 million to leave the premises for doing a bad job, and supposedly workers are doing good jobs and getting $10 an hour?
Yeah.
And so the money is being filtered up. It's really the trickle up.
Trickle up.
Rather than the trickle down. I think the trickle down. Yeah, there you go. Wasn't that Reagan?
Reaganomics. Waiting for the trickle down.
It's the trickle down, but it's not trickling down. It's actually trickling up.
It's just criminal. What's been going on in the last 40, 30 years in this country.
But it is a trickle up.
Yeah.
All the money that you're not making is going to
the class division is just getting bigger and bigger.
I think I get it. And your name is?
Huh?
Your name?
George Delval.
George?
Delval.
Not Guy Debord.
Not Guy Debord.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, too. Okay, we're moving along, and still I'm going to go check for Albergo and Wild, but I might as well get this done, and then this is actually an information section. Sure. This is actually an information section. The gentleman that's working it is busy chatting with somebody, so I'm going to give him a moment to finish up, and then we'll ask. You're in information here?
Yep.
Give me some information. What's happening? Do you have the background on the demonstration and how it's? Do you have any stats for us or facts?
To start from the beginning, kind of. Is that what you're saying? Just what's happening here?
Have you been here from the beginning?
Yes.
Okay. How's it been going since then? What are you sensing?
Well, basically, we came together as all individuals that could agree that corruption in our government and basically we had come to this point in this country. It's been a long road that corporate interests have kind of negated voter interests, et cetera, and that we were all averse to that. And right now, what's happened since we all met here on the 17th of September is that we've become more organized, but we're still a decentralized organization, but we've become more organized. We have different groups working on different things. We're functioning as a community. So that's stuff that's happened since then.
Is this like a tent city without tents? There are people actually sleeping here at night?
Yes.
Okay. Are they sleeping kind of security? Because you can't be packing everything up and going. You wouldn't be packing everything. So do you have security folks, your own security folks kind of watching that everything is...
To some extent. We haven't had a lot of trouble with any sort of crime or anything like that.
Right.
We have some people that are security, but what they're mainly doing is I think they're actually just protecting us from the police more than anything.
Right.
You know.
So you were here in the beginning. You're one of the organizers.
I would say there is no organizers.
But you were here in the beginning.
I was here in the very beginning. Yes.
At the day before this began, were you with the group the day before it began, as it was being planned?
Well, it had been planned a couple months in advance, but it was just basically there was just a general calling for people to come to Wall Street on that date. As far as the people that might have had anything to do with that since then, or people that are, organizers, I haven't seen much to lead me to believe that there's been anything really from them as far as organizing goes. It's just been the individuals here working to make it happen.
It sort of takes on a life of its own.
Yeah,
It takes
totally.
on
Yes.
its own momentum.
Absolutely. Yes. It has.
What was it like the first day over here? A couple of people.
Well, the first day there was like 1,000 or more, but then after the first day it went dramatically down, but it to like 150, 200. It's ebbed and flowed, but now it's gaining momentum. We have a lot of people here most of the time.
Were you arrested the other day?
Nope, I have not been arrested.
I think the group closed down Brooklyn Bridge, and how many?
Yep. 700 plus arrested.
Do you see them back out here now? Or
Huh?
Do you see any of them back? Any of your friends arrested? Do you see any of them back?
No, certainly not. We all realize that police repression is part of them protecting the state, which is who they work for. They don't work from a place. A cop is an employee. They sacrifice their autonomy as individual human beings to serve their employer, which is a shame. But it's a shame. And so sometimes I feel like they do things that are dehumanizing, and that's.
But I think sometimes when they go home, some of this must take some, because they're workers themselves. I'm not speaking for the police. I'm just saying that some people, when they're off duty, they go, they're off.
Oh, I think certainly, yeah. Yes. Definitely. And actually, and I identify with them on that point, because it's tough when you're kind of like subject to the market, and you're kind of subservient because you need it, and I can totally identify with that. And I realize that they're human beings, and I don't want to dehumanize them because they're police. But I also have to identify that when they put on that uniform and when they behave the way they behave, that they are employees of the state. The state is historically insanely violent.
They got to keep their gigs too.
Yeah, there you go.
They're also. Is your name Moses?
Yeah, it is.
Moses, okay.
Yep.
Moses, thank you. So you're Moses, and you're one of the people that led everybody here.
I didn't lead anybody, but I've been here. Yes.
Okay. Moses, thank you. And is there an overall organization that's doing this?
Is there what?
Is there an overall? Is there a parent group to all this? I know it's called Occupy Wall Street.
Occupy Wall Street.
Is it online someplace?
Yeah, OccupyWallStreet.org.
OccupyWallStreet.org.
Yep.
Okay. Moses, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good one. Okay, moving along, you're listening to Visions, a series of, you're listening to New York City Visions. I'm your host and fellow New Yorker. We're in the midst of the protest right now, the Occupy Wall Street protest. We're right in the midst of it, working along. As you can see, it's peaceful. Folks are just getting information at the information section. There's some nice flowers here in the park. And it's really people are just kind of enjoying the day. A couple of doggies, and moving along, and we're just kind of.
Keep down by the top. Now the 1,000.
Yeah.
We know about it. Can I get one more back here?
Folks, you're here demonstrating.
Yeah, we're all part of this.
Okay. I'm trying to get some stories of the folks that are here rather than protesting. Occupy Wall Street. Tell us about you. What's your name?
About me. My name is Ethan Cruz. I'm from the Bronx. I'm here because I think that the cause of the movement, however you want to look at it, speaks to the everyday living struggles that Bronxites are dealing with. It speaks to the quality of life that we're experiencing. It speaks to the standard of living that we're experiencing. And that's unemployment, struggle with getting benefits with jobs, for those who have jobs, getting a salary increase, and things of that nature.
You getting any response from the mayor? The mayor seems to think you guys are a bunch of nerds and wells. discontented, malcontent, whatever. I know he said something about rioting and I don't see any rioting going over here. But is Mayor Bloomberg on your same page? I would imagine not.
Bloomberg's in a different class, totally.
Yeah, this is different. Okay, can I speak with you?
Sorry, we're gonna walk around for a little bit.
Okay, you're gonna. Okay, maybe we'll see. Thank you. And your name again is?
Ephraim Cruz.
Ephraim Cruz. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're moving along. Some pizza here. Got some pizza going over here. Holy cow! Got pizza. Got pizza. Who's in charge of the pizza here? Wow, look at this. And I kind of get the impression that pizza is. Let me try to get. Are you with? Okay, you're on the food line over here. I mean, you're serving.
Yes.
Okay, what's the deal with the pizza? Is it for donation? How
People have been donating pizza. They've been calling into a local pizza place from all over the world. The pizza's been delivered.
So this pizza is delivered from folks all over the world that are calling in.
That's right.
And ordering pizza. This is really.
That's right.
Pretty amazing.
I've been here for the past 3 days. I've probably personally served about 150 pizzas out to people.
Wow.
That's just me. There's been a lot of people in here working. So.
You know, Brooklyn's been judged to have the best pizza in America.
I'm a native New Yorker. I think I've had the best pizza I've ever had in Brooklyn, so I would agree with that.
Great stuff in Brooklyn. Okay, your name is?
My name is Gregory Fox.
Okay, Greg.
This land is my land.
Welcome to New York City Visions. I'm your host and fellow New Yorker for the next hour or so. We're on Wall Street, Liberty Street and Broadway. Actually, Cedar Street right now on Broadway. I'm waiting on a friend of the program now, Al Burgo, who's going to be joining me. We're on Wall Street. What's happening here? Our recording date today is October 5th, 2011. There is and have been demonstration protesters here, protesting here for the last couple of weeks. By the time you hear this program, perhaps the protest will be over. Right now, we're listening to music, a little Pete Seeger. A little Pete Seeger music. Let's listen to this and then start the thing.
Come on. 1, 2, 3. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I don't hear some more people. They're not singing. You're not just acting cool because you're not singing. You're acting uncool because you're not singing. Nobody's judging anybody right here. Everybody's everybody. 1, 2, 3. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Yes, this land was made for you and me. Last time, everybody. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made. This land was made for you and me.
This protest has to do with golden parachutes. Wall Street executives in the higher echelons getting a lot of money to go away. I believe HB Hewlett-Packard, the CEO, was given his exit papers and walked away with about $15 million. And it was a failed job. He didn't do the job, but yet made millions on his way out. The golden parachute, and it just doesn't come up to the folks working at the Hewlett-Packards. They're just not getting that sort of advantage. So it's all happening in the upper echelon. So this is basically the protesting and demonstrations. That's what's going on. We're going to kind of float around. I'm going to kind of keep the machine running a little bit and see. I'm going to kind of. I'm waiting for Al Burgo, a friend of mine. We'll hear the story later on. We're going to kind of walk into the park a little bit and see if we can. Folks, are you with the demonstration?
Yep.
Okay. Give us a little I gave kind of background, but I kind of think probably as